7 tips for building an online audience for your music. Let's do it. Tip number 1, be really good at what you do. The internet's a big place. It's really crowded. There are lots and lots of musicians. What can you do to help you stand out? So I would say make sure that you're as good as you can be in whatever instrument you play, whatever genre you're playing, and look for things that maybe not everyone else does. Let me give you an example from my experience. I play baritone guitar. Not that many people play baritone. That helps me to stand out a little bit. Also, I frequently use the heat sound ebow in my music. Not many people play the ebow, and not many people who do are very good at it. So those two things kind of help me be a little more unique, a little more stand-outy. Wait a minute, is that a word? Tip number 2, know your target audience. Who likes the type of music that you do? Who enjoys the art that you make? That's your target audience. Again, my experience, for me, is that my target audience are mostly male. They're between the ages of about 20 and 40, and many of them play guitar like I do. They're musical colleagues. Really important to know who that audience is who enjoys your music. Tip number 3, focus. 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 You can't do everything. You can only do 1 or 2 things. That's it. And those 1 or 2 things should be targeted at your target audience. So again, my example would be my love of music. I love to play bluegrass. I love to play Celtic. I love to play fingerstyle guitar, acoustic guitar. I love jazz and fusion. I love it all. But I can't play it all here on Chords of Orion. So I have focused exclusively on ambient guitar music for this channel so that my target audience is never confused about what they're going to hear here. Tip number 4, target your social platforms. There are a lot of them out there. Obviously, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Reddit, and more to come, I'm sure. You can't spread yourself too thin, so just pick a couple to focus on. My experience, my example is YouTube. That's my primary platform, obviously. And then secondarily would be Facebook. I also do a little bit of Instagram, but really YouTube and Facebook are what I try to focus on. Tip number 5, create music frequently. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken with fellow musicians who've said things like, oh, I'm going to release an EP next year, or I'm in the planning stages of an LP or album. Oh, I might do this, I might do that, and then nothing or very little ever happens. An online audience wants to hear from you frequently. They love your music. They want to be engaged with what you're doing as an artist. So determine a way that allows you to create and release music frequently. Here's my example. I decided that in order to release a lot of music on a very regular basis, I had to really strip down the arrangements of my ambient guitar pieces. So most of them are just single tracks of me playing solo guitar. This allows me to sit down in an evening, record, mix, and release a piece of music pretty easily. Tip number 6, be in it for the long haul. Make a long-term commitment. It's going to take time to build your online audience. Don't give up. My experience has been one of very gradual growth. It took me 1.5 years to gain 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. 1.5 years. You know, I'm looking at other creators who get 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks or a month and then move on from there. I have to admit, it was a little discouraging at first, but as I gained a little bit of traction, it really did help me to maintain my enthusiasm and reaffirm my commitment to what I am doing. So be there for the long haul. Tip number 7, never, ever, ever lose focus on your music, on your art. When it comes down to the bottom line, that's why you're doing it, right? That's why you love what you love. That's why you have a passion. Let me give you, again, my example. At this point, on the Chords of Orion channel, this channel, I could probably be doing sponsored gear demos on a weekly basis. Now, that would be kind of fun, and it would bring in money for sure, and that would be cool. But that's not really what I want to do ultimately. I want to record and share music with all of you. So in the context of the gear demos, the tutorials, I'm always trying to stay focused on creating and releasing my art. I would encourage you to do the same thing. Well, there you have it, 7 tips for building an online audience for your music. If you have suggestions, experiences, or tips, I would love it if you would comment on this video and just share it all with this awesome ambient guitar community. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Chords of Orion. I've got ambient guitar-related content coming every week. I'd love to have you on board. And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.